Liverpool, everybody. Late night, late night, late night, late night, late night. Got my man Gerri. How you feeling, man?
You know what? I'm absolutely buzzing right now.
Yeah, especially that 2 liter. But yeah, we're here to talk about the post match, or not talk about the post match. Talk about Leicester versus Liverpool post match at the King. We'll call it King Power. I was gonna say something else, but I'll be nice. King Power. Um, total destruction. Let's just start just because we're in kind of this way that we do. Let's just start with the lineup, although there's not much to say there, I guess.
Mm.
Well, maybe there is one thing to say, and it is nice to see Genie there. But the lineup, you're pretty cool with that, yeah?
Yeah, it was. It was a lineup I sort of hoped for because
Yeah.
we've got too many players that we can rotate with at the minute. I thought Keita was. I thought Keita would have actually. I was in the mix. I was like, is he going to play Keita? Because obviously those games with he played in the Club World Cup, and I thought maybe he might. And I thought he might play Milner, Wijnaldum, and Hendo, but he played Keita, and it was the right decision in the end.
Yeah, it's nice to have a guy like Keita in who hasn't really played so long, so it
Mm.
doesn't really you don't really look at him and think, oh, he's being overworked. If
Yeah,
anything, Keita's probably loving all this time. So
yeah, it's his fourth league appearance of the season.
yeah, which is crazy to imagine. He was fantastic again, in my opinion. We'll get into that, but look, man, you called it, you said it, and as the game approached, um, and I had a preview where I talked about the starting 11 and just talked about how I felt, and I was just saying it in that preview. I don't really. There's not much in this for me. I don't really see much from Leicester. And yeah, a lot of that had to do with how they looked against City, and I just thought that City, if nothing else, and I don't really rate City at this point, but I think again, and I'll give you the floor on this. Again, to me, I know there's a lot of Liverpool supporters who really rate Brendan Rodgers, and that's cool for what he did with us. But where are the tactics? Here's the thing: a team like City, a team like Liverpool, a team that knows how to play football, knows how to beat another team that's supposedly, going to give you trouble. To me, their best player, bar Jamie Vardy, is Wilfred Ndidi. Once you take him out of the game by going diagonally, there's nothing they can do. I mean, how there were so many long periods in that game. I don't remember having a shot on target. Maybe you can tell me that, but there were so many long periods of that game where their best players just weren't a factor. That's because Liverpool just totally took them out of the game. But that
Mm.
was one of the most complete, dominant performances I've ever seen in Liverpool, not just this season, but in general. I mean, it was such a dominant performance, Gary. Just talk to me about how you feel overall, how we played in that game.
I mean, from start to finish, I just felt comfortable. It just felt like a game where you remember Burnley away in August, where it was just
Toy with them.
yeah, it just coasting through the match.
Which used to be a team that was like a tough, difficult match to play.
Yeah, and it was just saw that performance, but against a better team, created a lot more chances. And it was just, I mean, the first sort of minute we should have been one up again with Mane.
Yep.
We should have been one up with Mane. Then I think Salah was again. I think Salah was very wasteful again today.
Yeah, he was. We'll talk about that. But yeah.
Mane was a bit wasteful with a couple of chances that he had. I thought Firmino was fantastic. And just take away the goals for a minute, but his just overall performance was just brilliant. Pressing, linking up late. As I said, this Club World Cup, him going there, winning the trophy, scoring a couple of goals there, has really lifted the confidence up. And I know when we played against Watford, and I wasn't having a go at Firmino. I was just saying I want a bit more, and people were saying no, I'm being a bit too harsh. But
Nah.
you can see the difference from that Firmino to this Firmino. It's just a lot more different. And he was fantastic, but Leicester couldn't do nothing. I mean, and I'll talk about Rodgers here because this is what I want to talk about. And I said it before the match, and I was brave enough to say it because I knew we were going to win this match, and I knew Rodgers would be outclassed as he normally is in these sort of situations. First of all, he goes with he takes. I've said Rodgers' signings have been poor this season, and we know Rodgers isn't great when he in the window really. If you look back at his signings over previous years, he takes out Perez and he puts in who did he put him Dennis Praet in midfield, so he switched Madison. Why is Madison getting shifted off over to the left hand side when you know he isn't going to do a lot of work with Alexander Arnold, who is arguably not arguably, but he's at the minute the best right back in world football. So why is he actually being? Why is Madison being sort of deployed into that sort of left hand side role when he's been playing in the middle all season? You know, he was trying to be too smart, but he ended up messing himself up. You
Yeah.
know, and it was that's why in that because Harvey Barnes can get back and down. He's got that sort of energy and desire to want to defend, and that's why we weren't getting too much Ray Robertson down that left hand side. It was more so with Alexander-Arnold down that right, where Madison was jogging back and he wasn't supporting Chilwell, and we were overloading that side with the likes of Kate, with the likes of Salah and Alexander-Arnold. And he had, I mean, he's lucky to go in at one. He's lucky to go in 1-0 at the break. And then you think, is he going to do something to change it? He did absolutely nothing to change it. Absolutely nothing. I think I was watching the Amazon Prime an Amazon Prime match, and it was they had Lee Dixon, and Lee Dixon was spot on. He said that Brendan Rodgers, he said that he was lucky to be 1-0 down, and he should have shown something different in that second half to at least switch something. They didn't. They came out, they're exactly the same team. And it was just a dominant display. And they tried to say that handball for the second goal, it wasn't a penalty, when it was a clear penalty. And they tried to say that affected the game. I mean, that is just
this is what he said in the post match.
That's what he said. It was more so Schmeichel. He actually said it as well. He said that it affected the game, which it didn't affect the game because we had clear-cut opportunities in the first half.
See, this is what makes you wonder if these guys actually watched the game. That had nothing to do with the game, really. I mean, It was nice to get us that second goal, but that we could have been up what we actually finished scoring the game in. We could have ended up. We could have had that in the first half. So
they said, exactly something. They said 4-0 was flat. It was a bit hard for them. No, it wasn't. You should be flat 4-0 because if you look at the chances we missed, the one where Henderson should be slipping it through to Salah, that should have been a clear opportunity. Mane had a couple of chances. Firmino had a chance. Salah.
Naby had one too.
Which one was that one?
Naby, he went too heavy in the box, but he had it was a give and go with him and I forget who it was, but Mane, I think maybe.
Instead of pushing it to the right side, he took it to the left, didn't he? And then he got.
Yeah, this is why I can't listen to people who claim to know about football and be experts, because if you watch that game.
No, it was Rodgers and Schmeichel.
Oh, Schmeichel. Okay.
And Brendan Rodgers that said it.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. It was those two that said it. I mean, the pundits were actually quite sound. They were saying that they should be grateful there was only 4. I don't know where Rodgers and Schmeichel got that from, but you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know if you saw the pre-match build-up, but Brendan Rodgers looked like a defeated manager even in the pre-match conference. I mean, he knew what was coming, and look, it's harsh on him to have City and then the best team in the world after that. I mean, no one wants that. So I give him that. But to come out with the foolishness, this is what Brendan Rodgers used to do with us. So it's just so refreshing to know that he's their manager. They got to deal with that because this is the same BS we had to hear when he was managing us. Instead of coming out and saying, "Look, I got the tactics fucked up," he would pick this in the third and talk about, mentality and all that type of stuff. What was the word he would always bring up?
Great character.
Character, right. So it is what it is. I mean, he looked like a lost dude before the game. That's just the truth. And here's the thing. I try to be respectful of Leicester for the longest time. I was on a hangout on another channel a while back, and I was asked, do I think they're in the title hunt? And I said they're in it until they're not. I think I gave them too much credit. They are... I mean, you can say they're a decent team, I guess. I just... Either the league is just really weak this year, or Liverpool are just supreme, because that performance was just atrocious for Leicester. I mean, that's not... I mean, your best player who you thought could give us something, who in the past has really given us something, we really have turned the chapter. And it's almost like we're doing this monthly. Every month, there's this one or two performances where it just shows you Liverpool just another notch. This is a team who've been traveling through the world, coming back. You can kind of understand them being given out a performance that just wasn't at a top level, but they didn't do that, Gerri. I mean, are they on drugs? Is it just their fitness? How is this team able to continue to punish teams like this? Help me understand. Yeah. I
mean, I can't understand myself. And quickly before I answer that question, I just want to touch on the says, is Liverpool, this great, or is it, teams been born in the Premier League this year? It's both. We've been incredible. Is that 52 out of 54 points? That's incredible.
Oh my God.
At the same time, and I'm not saying that this is because this is why we've been good this season. It's not because we've just made everyone look much worse than they actually are. But at the same time, teams like Leicester, for them to be second, and we're going to City beat Norwich, Wolves tomorrow. Even to get the point, I think they go obviously ahead of them on goal difference, or if they win, they go ahead of them. I think a couple points. City have been poor this season. Leicester have been overachieving. Chelsea started well, fading now again. Look, beat Tottenham away, then they go lose at home to Southampton. United, that's United for you. Lose away to Watford. Beat Newcastle, they probably go lose to Burnley next in about 48 hours time. Spurs again look poor today. Just 26 points. I mean, 26 points or 29 points midway through the season. That's mid-table form. It's literally mid-table form. Sheffield United 3 points off the top 4. The league has been atrocious this year, absolutely awful. And there's been one good team in it, and it's been us.
Yep.
And I'm talking about in terms of the sort of teams that are supposed to be up there, because there's been a few other good teams like Sheffield, but we're talking about the top 6 or 7.
Yeah, but see that again. That's like all due respect to them, because I've already said it. I think Sheffield and Wolverhampton, to me, are looking the most impressive. When you talk about Liverpool, City, after that, those are the teams that have been impressing me. And so but the teams like Chelsea, who are supposed to be a top 4, competitor, I mean, they're a joke. They're a joke right now. To be that good away from home and then to lose at the Stamford Buffet to Southampton, who didn't the record get broken this year? They got beat by somebody 9-0, something like that.
Leicester beat them 9-0, didn't they?
Yeah, that's embarrassing. So
it's like the thing is quickly. It's just I think Chelsea. I think Frank Lampard is actually. I think he's a good manager. He's walked into here, and at the start of the season, everyone was saying, that they aren't. They shouldn't be in the shout for top 4. If they can get top 6, that'll be fine with the transfer ban and all stuff. And I think Frank Lampard's been overachieving for the past, for the first 3 or 4 months. But it comes to a point where it's sort of results. Doesn't matter what squad you have. You can't be losing at home to West Ham, Bournemouth, and Southampton in sort of 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It comes to a point, it's just not acceptable, is it? And I think I'd like Chelsea to get top 4 because I'm a big fan of Frank Lampard, the way he speaks, the way he handles himself as well in press conferences, all that stuff. I'm a big fan of his, and I think he will be a good manager in the future. And he's obviously still young; it's his 2nd season in football. But I mean, and as I said, I couldn't care less what other teams are doing around us. As long as we're winning our games, that's all that matters. And onto your point for saying, how we do it, how we deal with all this stuff after going 120 minutes against a tough Flamengo side. I don't know how we do it. I honestly don't know. I think it's also a bit of. I think it's first of all the way Klopp manages the squad, the rotation, everything comes into place. But it's also the mentality of the players. And when you're winning, and when you're also in this sort of just mode of, I think Mane said it the best. He said that we're only tired in our heads, we're not tired in our bodies. And I think you can see that was a perfect quote from Mane, and that's how you can feel it. We had 2 weeks rest, went to the Africa Cup of Nations and played, and went to the final and had 2 weeks rest. Didn't take the 3rd week rest, the 3rd week that not everyone's supposed to have if they go on the tournament. Came back a week early and started the season. I mean, that's nothing. 2 weeks, that's an international break. You know what I mean? That's absolutely nothing for a summer holiday. And look at them; they're absolute machines. The lot of them.
So what was it? Run me through the goals. Firmino, was it Firmino double, then Trent, then how did it go?
Firmino, obviously the Trent, the cross he had on the far post, and Firmino had the in. Then we had the penalty. Then
Milner, yeah.
And then obviously Alexander-Arnold.
Okay, right. So I mean, we talked about Firmino, and I think rightfully so. It's always you're always gonna have somebody running around saying, "Oh, I told you so." But I mean, if we're being honest, Firmino wasn't necessarily at his best, and not just that he wasn't scoring goals, because Firmino has never been in my mind, he's never been a guy who you look to get who's going to automatically get somewhere deep in the double digits for goals. It was really just his overall play and him dropping back deep, and just kind of his willingness to do anything he's asked to do from Klopp. But right now he's getting the goals, man, and again, it's just great to see when Mane can't get it, when Salah can't get it. We'll talk about Salah a little bit, and not to beat up on him, but because Salah's been great lately as well. But just today, there's some things that just didn't really look right. Then I wasn't really. Anyway, we'll talk about Salah in a minute. But to see Bobby get the double like that, unbelievable, man. Right place, right time. Just play, and it seems like he's back to enjoying football.
Yeah.
And again, this is a defense who I had spoken about as being. Well, the stats show that they were the best. Clearly, we are now, which is crazy because we talked about how not so great our defense was, but here we are in whatever week it is, and we're the best defense in the league. And there's not again, Gerri. When you look at this team, I look. I was gonna say I hate to be kind of I hate to be too cocky about it, but there just aren't any holes in this team. And that's a rare thing you can say. Most teams you can look at and say, "Oh, well, here's their issue." And people talk about City and injuries. We got injuries too. So when I look at this team, Gerri, I just don't see too many holes. I mean, you got Henderson playing almost like he went back to the future till he was like, while he was like a 19, 20-year-old. He's playing so free. He's putting balls forward more often than he's doing square and back and sideways. I mean. It's incredible to see how complete this team is. Salah, he looked a bit disappointed when he came off. And look, let's be real. You want to see your best players looking that way because you want them to be hungry to play. But do you agree with that change? Do you feel like it was right to bring him off at that time? How did you feel about his game overall today?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Well, I wanted to ask was, do you feel that was the right substitution? When I saw Milner and it was still 1-0 at the time, wasn't it? Because Milner obviously made the penalty to make it 2-0. And when I saw Milner and Origi getting stripped, my first initial thoughts were might be Mane, maybe because it wasn't 100%. I was more of like 80% Salah, 20% Mane. I said it might be Mane, maybe, but I thought it's 100% going to be Salah. Mane's going to shift over to the right because Mane obviously has that. He can give you more defensively as well, can't he? So, and Salah was really wasteful. So was Mane with a couple of his chances, but obviously Mane with his work rate and all that. So I thought Salah, that's 100% right substitution. I thought Keita should come off as well. He's played quite a bit of football, so he should come off and Milner can control the game a bit more. Salah, I thought he was very wasteful today. Very, very. And I didn't think that he was really at his best. I thought he got into the right position to score, but his decision making was very poor.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's trying to shoot. There was a point where he actually he tries to take the shot, but he starts and he lets the ball run a bit more, and the moment's gone from there. He should be taking that ball and going inside the box with a bit more composure, and then obviously playing it to Mane, Firmino, whoever was in the box at that point. And there was another one where he just skies over the bar. Which one was? There's a couple more. It was just he didn't look at it. It wasn't. It was just sort of the Salah that was during the October time. The September time, where the Villa games and the Spurs games and those sort of games where he just wasn't at his best. That he was, getting into the right positions, but not being, making into good positions, but not making right decisions into the final third. And that's what cost him today. And he shakes his head. He can shake it what he like, but obviously, he was poor today. He deserved to come off, and I've got no problem with him shaking his head. Like he wants to play.
Yeah.
He wants to score goals. I've got no problem.
For sure.
It just shows the hunger of the player and obviously the hunger of the team. Completely fine, but he was poor today, and he's doing that. Guess what? I don't think anyone will care about it.
I think one thing that kind of goes under the radar, but I think we need to pick up is we've talked about times in the past where Klopp has taken too long to make changes, and in a quiet way, he's gone about that in the right way. I think it's a bit ballsy, I think, to bring on Origi and Milner at that point. Keep in mind it was 1-0. He must have sensed something coming on, and right away there's a penalty, and I'm thinking, oh shit, Oh, that's right. Milner's on the pitch. So, of course, Milner takes it.
As well.
Say again?
I thought exactly the same. I was like, yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What a penalty.
Yeah, so Klopp is really, I mean, he's the genuine article, man. He's coming up with ways to really change the game. And I know Origi didn't score, but I don't know if it's coincidence that when he comes on the pitch, things start to just click. It's a weird thing, but it's a real thing. And when Origi's on the pitch, I don't even remember him. I don't remember where he touched the ball or what he did today, but I just know that when he came on the pitch, we got goals and ended up being 4-0. And again, what was so refreshing about that was that at halftime, I wasn't dejected. I wasn't disappointed because, again, I watched this team, which is I thank God for this because it's been a long time. We deserve this. I've never watched this team so comfortably ever in my life until the past 16, 20 months, whatever. And so I knew the goal would come. It came. And, again, knowing that we had so many chances. And, again, there's a part of me who thinks, although I'm comfortable watching the game, I'm also thinking, all right, now we got these chances. Is it going to come back to haunt us? But that quickly goes out the window, I should say, because I always know Liverpool gonna come up with it. And so, it was good to see us finish the game 4-0 because it felt like that was the score it should have been at least, if nothing else. Because in that first half, like we said, it could have been that. Naby Keita. A lot of us meaning just fans in general, we're starting to give up on him and starting to think, look, this has to be it. But Klopp, I think Klopp always, people, you'll see comment sections and people and saying things like, he's finally got the trust of Klopp. I think Klopp always trusted in him. I think Klopp knew that he had to be a bit more patient with this guy because he was getting some injuries and things of that nature. But you see that he's playing a lot and he's in really, really good form. And he didn't score any goals today, but if you really watch that game, he was very, very
influential
to the whole game, Gerri. I mean, fighting guys off the ball. I mean, I found myself cheering the loudest when I saw him just keeping the ball from a dude who was all over his back and pulling on him and everything. The strength of these guys.
Wasn't it? Ben Chilwell was behind him.
Yeah, man. It was. I mean, to see this guy just really enjoying his football. If we could just keep him fit, that's just another layer. We haven't even seen the Japanese player we just signed, but to see Naby really enjoying his football, not looking tired, and playing both sides of the field, because that's one thing we thought about when we had, even in the game when we had, I guess it was the last match, Henderson, Ox, and Naby. People thought that was ultra offensive. We saw Naby being able to do what made myself hold my hands up, was thinking, can he do both sides of the ball? And he's doing that. And I guess the floor is yours, man. Just your opinion on Naby and how he's grown this season and in the few games he's been playing so far.
Yeah, with me, I don't think I've ever doubted his quality, not once on the show.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was just, and maybe I've said, and I'll admit this, I'm not going to jump on the thing and say, oh, I've always sort of been at this point where, always stick behind him. I've always said, he's an incredible player. I love him. He's probably, not probably, but he's our best number 8, number 8 in that sort of position for what he does defensively and offensively. For me, it was just at points I've said things that come through frustration because of how good he can be and because of how long that he was injured for and these stops and stuff. And I've said things, I'm gonna admit it. I've said things that have come through out of frustration because I know how good he is. And all I want this man for him to do now is just not get any more injuries, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
Because if he's fit for, if he's got the injury record of Virgil van Dijk, he becomes suddenly the best midfielder in the Premier League and one of the best midfielders in world football because there's no player like him that can do the job he does, as I said, going forward and defensively. He wins the ball back very well. He's tenacious in his build. His pressing is brilliant. His link-up play is brilliant. He's great in tight spaces. He started to add goals to his game now. He's starting to make runs into the box now. He can link up with fullbacks. He can link up with Mane in the front three. He can do so many jobs. Yeah. And what I'm impressed with, he can play on the right side of the midfield as well as the left side. And I've never seen that before.
It's beautiful, man.
And for him to just so easily out of nowhere just switch sides and be so comfortable in that position, it's just great to see. And it just shows what a midfielder he actually is. And it's great now for him to just get a run of games now and just stay fit. That's all we want. That's all because that's all the case was with Naby Keita. Can he stay fit? Can he prove it? And that's all we've asked for. And he's right now, luckily we're not seeing any more niggling injuries. And hopefully he can stay the same because he's a world class midfielder when he's playing a string of games. And we saw that last season, near the end of the season. He would have started the Champions League final, I think. He's the Champions League semi-final where he got injured. He would have started the Champions League final, just like Oxford would have started the Champions League final in Kiev. You know what I mean? And the injury cost him. So, as I said, the Fabinho injury was a blessing in disguise. As much as we love Fabinho, you can see that we miss him in certain points of the game. But
well, it's funny you said that because I'm gonna segue into that. But go ahead.
Yeah, and the Fabinho injury has been I said this when he got injured after that game. I remember me, you, and Jason had a little chat about it, and I said that this is a big chance now for the likes of Ox, for the likes of Keita to get more game time, more minutes. So it's great, and it's done him really well, and it's helped him. It's helped his confidence, his momentum, and as I said, he's become a regular starter on the team now.
Yeah, everything you said was fantastic, and the thing that I was saying it was segueing to is because all due respect to Fabinho, of course. I mean, if the next kit I get, if I get one, it'll probably be a Fabinho, but I haven't really missed him in terms of, yes, it'd be nice to have him back, but how good is it to watch this team and say, and not say, you can see, because there's games we'll see where guys are injured. We say, we really miss Genie today. We really miss Virgil. Yeah. I think Virgil was out of the Monterey game.
Result. This is what I want to touch on. I was going to say something. You can finish off now.
Yeah, all right, cool. Don't forget what you're going to say. But yeah, I'll be quick. It's just nice that you could look at this Liverpool team and not think, damn, we don't have so-and-so. Look how we're suffering. I mean, and that's why I laugh at the whole idea when people bring up, we had so many injuries. Liverpool are getting injuries too. Please don't forget that. But the difference is we're finding ways to say, okay, this person is injured, next man up. Literally next man up. Or next man off the bench. If you're fresh and you're not. And again, you got to remember, Shaqiri is still being held back. He's still being held back. So once this guy gets into the flow of things, I mean, bro, I'd imagine that we're done as far as January transfers, but I could be wrong. Who knows what Michael Edwards has up his sleeve? Him and Klopp, who knows? But the fact that this team is always in these difficult, busy fixtures periods, they're still always looking. And to add that extra dose into this heavy barrage of punches that we have, it's incredible, man. So again, it's just a big up to the squad, just to not be dropping off just because we're losing a great player. And that's just really nice to say. I don't know the last time we can look at a Liverpool team and say we're losing so and so, but I'm not even thinking about that. But go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say was that if you have a way of playing and you have a system, and all your players buy into that system, whether it's Virgil van Dijk, that's the best in the centre half in world football, or it's just Adam Lallana that barely plays, plays once every 6 or 7 games and starts the odd game here and there. But you see him all of a sudden coming into a Merseyside derby and playing really, really well in a number 10 role in a derby and winning 5-2. You think, how is this possible? It's because we have a way of playing, and every one of those players have bought into the system and the way of Klopp's thinking. The style he's implemented into the team. You know what I mean? And everyone's bought into that. You look at when you think about other managers and you think, for example, Paul Pogba's out. When he comes back, he will be much better. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't, as much as it's like for us, for example, if Fabinho got injured, were we here panicking and saying, "Oh, that's the end of it"? No, because we know players that can do that specific role. They've all been managed. They've all been trained to do that specific role. They know what's expected of them. It's the way of playing. It's the philosophy. It's the philosophy of the team. Even youngsters. Did you even see the youngsters at Aston Villa? Even against Arsenal, even though we got battered 5-0, the way we were playing football, very, very similar, moving the ball. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the inexperience and all that kicked in, but the chances we were creating, even Harvey Elliott, when you see him on the ball, he's a very sort of Liverpool-like player already when you watch him play. You know what I mean? And it stems from it's all Jurgen Klopp, what he's done with this football club. You know what I mean? Players that haven't played a single minute can come in and make a difference. You know, like as I said, like Xherdan Shaqiri, you know, comes in 3 months in, just starts the derby, you know, and you can just randomly rest Salah. You can randomly rest Firmino and play in Shaqiri and Origi, two players that barely play. You know what I mean? They can come in and do their job because they know what's expected of them. You know what I mean? Everyone's bought the system. Everyone's happy. Everyone, you know, has been working with a manager for a long time. And as I said, you know, these players are just something else. You know, and that's why Klopp calls them mentality monsters, because that's what it is. You know what I mean? So it's when Fabinho got injured, I was sitting there thinking, oh, it's a huge disappointment, but it's a huge disappointment. But if Fabinho was at Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he got injured, it'd be a massive, massive blow for them, because they haven't got a way of playing. You know what I mean? They haven't got a style of playing, and they haven't got players that can do that specific role, and they haven't got players that, you know, have the understanding or even the manager to teach them that specific role. You know what I mean? We've got players like Wijnaldum that's played the six many times. Henderson's played the six, you know, basically his whole career as a Liverpool player. Fabinho, obviously, another player that can play the six there. You can play and Milner as a double pivot. I mean, so many they can play there. Chamberlain there, Arsenal. They can all do just so specific roles, and they know how to do it perfectly. It's not just, you know, filling there for a match or so, and that's fine. No, we're playing FIFA. We're playing in a club Cup championship. We're playing the second best team at the minute, away from home, and beating them 4-0 without our best defensive midfielder. You know what I mean? And it's the style of playing, it's the way we're playing, and that's why all these players stand it. And their understanding of the game is brilliant. The understanding, you know, the system that Klopp's drilled into them is just brilliant. The training, everything is just world class.
To go on a road like this and beat a team that's haven't been beat like this all season. City didn't do it. Any other team didn't do it. To totally dominate them, to me, it's just I'm at a loss for words, really, Gerri. I mean, seriously, this team is just too much. It's just too much. And again, it's not like we haven't just played this. Go ahead.
I was just sitting there in shock today, just watching. I was just thinking.
No, seriously, yeah, I agree.
Just sitting there thinking that, you know, how has it come to this? You know what I mean?
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. And again, it was so rewarding to see that, because in the first half, it could have been that, and see them just totally dominate that game, both halves, but especially in that second half. Obviously, we can say that because that's where we got most of the goals from. But I mean, they just had no answer for us. And again, I have to look at the stats, but maybe you can tell me. I don't remember them having a shot on target. I could be wrong. I just don't remember it. I remember some shots being blocked before they even got to the target, but I just don't remember them even really threatening us. And that's
Leicester.
Yeah.
I don't remember having a shot on target. Did
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I have to look back at the game, but you know, just total domination like that. Total. I mean, yeah. I'm at a loss for words, because that type of performance is just it's incredible, and on every level, defensively, dominating the midfield, obviously attacking. It just seemed like it was just guys just out there training.
Zero shots on target, by the way. Yeah, 0 shots on target.
Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, so I mean, again, this is supposed to be a game where, you know, it was on TV, televised, and for Leicester to come out and perform like that, it's got to be slightly embarrassing for them. But then again, there'll be excuses made for them for whatever reason, and that's fine. I think they're still having a pretty good season, but I just think they came across a team that were just too much. And I think it's we obviously showed today that no, Leicester is not on our level. No, they're not a contender. And I don't really think City is either. I mean, I guess they're the next best thing, but it just looks like this team is obviously the team to sweep through. And again, we talk about it every week, and maybe we'll be proved wrong. But Gerri, I just don't see us losing. Dropping points, maybe a draw here or there. Even that seems so far fetched, but I just don't see the loss coming.
No, I can't. Where is the loss going to come?
I mean, seriously, I can't. I mean, it's got to be some serious injury, you know, situation where 4 or 5 guys are out.
And even then,
even then, we've
had this situation where we've had 4 or 5 guys on the bench all out. Fabinho was out against Everton. We had no Firmino against Everton. That's 3. That's 2. We had no Salah against Everton. That's 3. We had no Henderson against Everton. That's 4. Who else? I mean, we had no Matip against Everton. That's 5. I mean, there you go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Lovren comes in there, Lallana comes in there, Shaqiri, Origi, Milner, they all come in and they do the exact same job that these players do. Do you know what I mean? As I said, Salah off, Keita off, Origi and Milner come and make an impact. You know what I mean? These players are just something different. There's something
Yeah,
different. The impact.
that's all you can really say.
We lost
Yeah,
the words now. It's gone to the point where we lost the words. And as I said last year before that City game, I remember me and you speaking exactly about a year ago today, and I said City. If we get past the City game away at the Etihad, I said I think we're invincible. And we didn't get past it. But after that, we didn't lose another game. We lost one game, 38. So, but I think it's a different. I don't care what I don't care who's fit for City that game. I just think it's a different Liverpool. It's a more experienced Liverpool, and I think we can go to the City. We can go to the Etihad in April and win there or get a result there. You know, it's not even a question.
yeah. That's in April. You said.
Yeah, it's in April.
Yeah, let's that maybe that's my birthday is April 26th. What's the date on that?
I'll double check. I don't think it's. I think it's early April.
Yeah, listen. I'll just say this, man. Obviously, I want to win every game, but by that point, I feel like we'll at least have this much of a cushion. And if it's more than that, then that game will be irrelevant. Obviously, if we're undefeated still by then, I want to keep the undefeated run. But I don't care about fucking City, man. I'm sorry. I just when they're playing games. I mean, I'm gonna watch this game tomorrow because I respect. I was gonna say Watford. I respect Wolves, and I think they'll give them a good game. But I'm not. It's just nice not feeling like we got to watch City because we're banking on them doing us a favor. That's just so refreshing to know that now.
It's very refreshing because I remember last sitting there just sweating after every game, changing my profile.
Yeah, no more of that. Yeah, right.
Changing my profile picture from Brendan Rodgers in boxing gloves to Glenn Murray in the final day, and then changing it to I don't know Sean Dyche and Ashley Barnes. You remember that? I mean, it's
no more of that, man. And again, the thing about it, we're saying no more about that right now. But again, when you look at this performance today, I'm gonna watch that game back. I don't care. I would have been fine with us finishing 1-0. Just the beautiful defensive performance we put on today against a team that was supposed to be so great on the counter, so great with the ball. You know, I kept hearing Liverpool fans talking about, we should get Maddison, put in the cheeky bid for Maddison. No. We totally dominated this team, and I didn't care if it was 1-0 or what. I just knew that, and this is the thing, when it's 1-0 for so long, maybe against certain teams in Europe or whatever, you start to think, "Ooh, wow." But against this Leicester team, for me personally, I never thought. I mean, poor Pereira, is that his name, the fullback? He was trying so much today, but every ball he put in was getting cleared out. Every time he went down, Robertson's side was getting muscled off the ball, whatever. I mean, he was just looking for calls and everything. And it just shows that this team, there's guys that come up against this team and other teams that just think, you know what, man, coach, gaffer, whatever they call it, I can't. I did everything I could today, but this team is just too much. They're just too much.
You know what? The game sort of panned out exactly how you and Mame predicted it on.
Yeah.
Was it Friday?
But still,
no, what about Friday? I keep thinking it's the weekend.
Whatever day it was, but yeah.
Wednesday. You know, it panned out exactly how I thought it. No, was it Wednesday, Tuesday? I don't know. Whatever day it was, Tuesday.
Yeah.
When it comes to this period, you don't know what day it is, don't you? So, yeah, it panned out exactly how I said. I said 2-0. I said 2-0, and it was actually double that. And I thought I was being a bit optimistic by saying 2-0. And it ended up 4-0.
Yeah, I agree.
But in terms of, we all said 2-0. But in terms of the game, just sort of the way the game, we said it. We said that Leicester have no threat down the wings with Barnes and Perez or whoever plays down that side. And Vardy's going to be starved of service, as I said, because we're going to win that midfield battle. They've got good midfielders, but we're going to win that midfield battle. And Vardy's going to be starved of service like he was against us in October. You know, and Vardy's a great player, but he's a player that needs service. You know what I mean? He won't get in the game. He won't get involved in the game at all. And I said, Joe Gomez and Van Dijk aren't Fernandinho or Otamendi, mate. You know what I mean? They're incredible partnership together. And please, Joe Gomez, how good was he today? He was absolutely incredible, Joe Gomez. The pace, the recovery, that sprinting we did with Ashley Barnes, his overall defending, just the intelligence of his play was incredible. He was absolutely fabulous. And it's looking so good for us at the minute because I was looking at that block of 5 fixtures because I like to look at fixtures in a block of 5 and just predicting them and look at them. And it was Leicester away, Wolves home, Sheffield home, forget Everton, but Tottenham away, Man United home. And I said that Leicester probably is on paper and it probably is the toughest game you'd probably think out of them. And if that's the toughest game, 4-0 away, I mean, what's going to happen in the next games? Because it's such a great confidence booster for us to go into that Wolves game on Sunday, the last game of the year at home. Under the lights, it's going to be a great occasion again for the year. So
yeah. Salim, there we go. So let's just go. Let's do we don't do this often. Let's do a player rating from back to front, and then when it comes across certain players, maybe we can just go a bit more detailed into those players. But is that cool with you?
Yeah.
All right. So let's Salim.
What's up, guys?
Yo. So we're gonna do a player ratings of we've been on for a while, about half an hour now. Let's do player ratings. We'll start with Allison, and I'll start with you, Gerri. Allison.
I don't know.
Easy day.
You had the good view of the match. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Salim.
7 out of 10.
Mame, can you talk? No.
I think he muted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 too.
Yeah, I think it's 7 all around. 7 out of 10 for the goalkeeper, Allison Becker. Let's go to the right side. Trent Alexander-Arnold. We'll stay with you, Mame.
10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can really argue that. Salim?
That's easy. 10, man. That was another level right back, man. That was the right back saying, man, I'm the best right back in the league, man. Simple as that.
In the world, mate.
In the world. That was him telling, like, yeah, I'm the best in the world. Like,
so on that, let's have a conversation, because obviously there's these things about he's our KDB or whatever. Would you all in the future? I'll stick with you, Salim. Would you move him into a more advanced position, which would be kind of crazy to me because he's already advanced? But would you move him to the midfield? Or would you keep him as a right back, Salim?
I will keep him right back. I'll trust Klopp where he plays him. Let's trust Klopp, because Klopp plays him in that position, so Klopp knows what he's doing. But if it was me, I would move into midfield. But I think he made that right back position his.
Yeah, he could literally revolutionize that right back position. Gerri, your opinion on that?
I wouldn't really move him. I think he was a midfielder when he was younger, but he moved to that right hand side because there were so many midfielders at the time at the club that they moved into the position where he could actually develop and get more game time in a senior team. For me, making the best player that he's already in that he's in that position, and I wouldn't touch. We've got 2 young fullbacks that are going to be here for years, and they're going to be. Trent's going to retire. Liverpool isn't he's a scouser, so it's great to know that he's going to be here for years.
Yeah, I think I heard Kyle Hoover, what's his name, Kean Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna make him Klopp and the other team. Like I read something from the Athletic and all that. They want to move him as a defensive midfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who?
Keanu Hoover.
Oh, yeah. I read that. That was on the Athletic, in the article.
Yeah,
because he has like tenacity, and they were saying they were shocked because he went up against in the training one like Salah and Mane, and he. I'm not sure. He held.
I think it'd be better for him to just kind of get behind Trent and be. I mean, because I don't know.
I'm not really sure he's I mean, maybe we're just spoiled because of how good Alexander-Arnold is going forward.
Yeah.
Let's leave him in that place. Okay. Yeah, he gets 10 for me. He gets 10, like man of the match, best performance.
Well, let's keep it moving, so we can keep going. But Mame, your thoughts on Trent? Would you move him up a bit more advanced and attacking maybe Ox Naby role, or would you keep him at fullback?
Nah, keep him at fullback, man. At fullback, he has enough space to do whatever he has to do. And I don't think that if we move him into the midfield, he will do more than he's doing now.
Right.
He'll contribute more to the team than he's doing now.
Yeah.
But
Gerri, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Might be surprised. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Gerri brought up a stat earlier, but I may need you to remind me of that. Does he have the most assists over the past couple seasons?
Yeah, 20. 21 now.
As a fullback. All right, I just want to make sure I got that clear.
Yeah, and one other thing, you know, like when you look at our team, like from the right side, he occupies that place because Salah takes that other defender with him to the center back because they know like the threat that's coming out from the right. So that space that he had today, man, like Chilwell couldn't. He didn't know what he was doing, like that right back over there. I mean the left back over there because for Leicester City, he because if he leaves, he's gonna leave for Salah space. You can't leave Salah for space. You gotta. Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, it's to me it's a damning and it's an indictment on Brendan Rodgers. I mean this is the second team in a row that you know can hit you in the whiff, and we totally took Ndidi out of the game. Totally took Ndidi out of the game. He can't fly. Last time I checked, he's human. He can't fly. So if you're going diagonal and you're going to the whiff, there's no way they can really stop Liverpool or a team like City or any team like that. Yeah. So that's again, it just shows how inept, in my opinion, Brendan Rodgers is as a manager. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and if you watch the game, like you could see Salah and Firmino was switching from the right to the middle, like
it was too easy today, Salim. It was too easy.
Oh
it was
my
too
God.
easy, man. Me and Gerri were talking about it. No, seriously, man. You can go make you a latte. You know, go to the grocery store, come back, and you wouldn't feel like you're missing anything. It was just too easy. It was too easy.
Not just that. The team traveled 5,000 miles, man. Almost 5,000 miles.
I mean, bro. I thought this Leicester team was supposed to be for real. Anyway, we talked about the keeper. We talked about Trent. Let's go to Gomez, and I'll go to Mame. Gomez overall.
Oh, Gomez, I'll give him 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's continued in pretty decent form, and everything they put in, he was able to clear out and help out defensively. So yeah, I would agree with that. Gerri.
9.
9, cool. Yeah. I think anywhere in that ballpark, 8.5, 9, is good. Go ahead, Salim.
I'll give him 9 because the way he dealt with Vardy, he shut him down.
Who?
Jamie Vardy.
I'm sorry. My headphones are messed up. Say it again. Who?
I don't know, man. He disappeared probably.
Okay, Vardy. I didn't know who he was talking about. I was like, who is this guy? All right, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, he disappeared, man. I didn't know, man. He was in the park probably.
Absent. Did nothing all game. But that's because we didn't let him do anything. Yeah, no, Gomez is great for that. Yep.
Gomez will let him out tomorrow, probably.
And we got to remember, Vardy is a very fast dude. He's a very fast dude. And every time he had any kind of opening, either Van Dijk or Gomez just washed that out.
That should not be in a yellow card, if I'm being honest. Gomez tripped him himself.
Let me say something about that. I think this ref, and this is kind of by default, it's not really
Michael Oliver.
Yeah, I mean he's the best referee in the English game, but it's kind of by default, I guess. But I like the fact that he lets the teams play. And yes, the yellow card was kind of harsh, but I don't know. I mean, they're at home. He's got to give them something, I think. You know, I mean, other than not really. Other than that, though, I think I love the way he calls the game because there's not a whole bunch of stop and start. He lets people play, and I love that. Most refs, they would have been in probably 12 yellow cards in that game. Go ahead.
I think it was a yellow card though, because Vardy played really smart.
Yeah, he kind of.
When you watch it in slow mo, it looks a bit of. It doesn't really. To me, it doesn't look like a yellow card. But again, that's not something I'm going to be.
But it's fine. It's a foul. No, it's a foul. But
a foul for sure. A foul for sure.
But it's not a yellow card.
Some of the things that Maddison was able to get away with, and you don't give him a yellow card. Come on, that's a little strange. But again, I think this ref is pretty fair, so I won't really beat him up on that. The general number 4, Gerri. It's kind of boring watching him now because you expect him to be 11 out of 10. So, but go ahead.
I don't know, 10 out of 10. The guy's just incredible. What did he do today?
It's just too easy now.
There's a point where Vardy was about to go through him behind. He does a back heel, and when any other player would hit that into row Z, he does a back heel sort of pass that just I don't know if you can remember it, but it's just.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, cocky, very cocky.
Is he even human? I mean, like, is he even human?
No, seriously, the stuff he does, it's almost like he's moving in slow motion while the whole game is moving fast.
It's like
watching. Crazy. You're giving him out of the park 10, right?
I mean, 10 out of 10. He's incredible, man. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Mame.
Yeah, I'll give him 10. Let's just give him 10 or 9 for the whole season. And
Okay,
because
great.
I even forget about him sometimes.
No, seriously, because it's like okay, the ball's coming to him, he'll clear it. I think what game was that where people are saying he almost scored an own goal. It wasn't that close, but what's the game where he put the ball back and the goalkeeper had a little bit of an issue?
Oh, the
Was
Watford.
that Watford? Was that Watford? Okay, yeah. So anyway, Salim, you're gonna round it off. Is that a 10 as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 9. He didn't have to do anything. Just
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 for me. He was basically like, to me, he was looking around and saying, "Oh, this is the playground. That's it." Like he was the exercise for him. That's it. I'm serious.
That's
Like
really sad, man.
the way
No,
he
you're
was
right.
doing, the way he was like the flicks, the passes, the calm, the all that. Like that
Yeah.
little flick he did, man. I was like, "What the heck? Did he just do that?"
Yeah, he's too much. Let's go to the troublemaker, better known as Robertson or Robbo on the left hand side. Mame, what would you give him?
I would give him a 8. Let's say 8. Yeah.
Okay. Gerri.
What was Robertson? 7.5.
Remember that passage of play where he presses the ball, then puts an incredible ball in the box, and I think it was on to Firmino. Oh, that was so beautiful, man. Leicester was giving us this game today. We were just picking them so easily. But anyway,
It was like 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, something like that.
okay. Did I ask you already, Mame? Mame?
Pardon me?
Yeah. What did you give Robbo?
I gave him 8.
Okay. Salim?
8. You guys 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, Robbo again is almost in that Van Dijk situation for the most part. If you want to be petty, the only thing you can really say is if you can add goals to his game. But as we can see, I think between the two fullbacks, he is definitely the one who I guess is a bit better defensively. And it's almost a bonus at this point now when he can do anything other than that. Not to to downgrade his assist ability and things like that, because I think he's top 4 if we go back as far as we went with Trent as far as assists. So no, I think Robertson is a great professional. He's really consistent. And then the fact that he adds the element of getting underneath opposing players' skin, I think is even better. So yeah, I think those scores are pretty accurate. Go to the midfield, which I thought was really, really impressive today, in my opinion. We'll start with the 6. The guy who everyone seems to have a love-hate relationship with, but of late has been incredible. Someone just spoke. Was that Mame?
Yeah, same. Listen, I just give the whole midfield a 9.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hendo was good.
He was everywhere today.
I think
he was everywhere today.
Yeah.
But so was Genie, and someone said something about Genie being a ghost today. I guess we can get into that if you want to. But
listen.
All the second balls, man. All the second balls.
Yeah, I don't know if people really watch the games.
People don't understand. Like, if you look at Genie, his job is to shut down the other best midfielder.
As simple as that.
When Leicester equalized, guess who was removed from the midfield on that game? Who did Henderson came in for? Genie, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Genie was the one that was shutting down Madison. Today, he completely shut him down.
Well, he didn't have much work to do because Madison didn't want to play today. He didn't want anything to do with that Liverpool team today.
And he shut down most of their midfielders also. He was the one on them. And also,
go ahead.
And he's a press resistance. He's one of our rares. He's like... Yeah. I would say Neb is also maybe a press resistance, but he's like one of our best press resistance men. You cannot press the guy.
I even think Hendo's getting better than that. But what's the midfield they usually play? Because something was off today. Do they usually play that Prayet dude? He's not usually the midfield starter, is it? Who plays usually with Ndidi and Tielemans?
Well, Madison shifts to the middle, and it's normally Perez.
Okay. I got it. Yeah.
He shut down. He shut down Ndidi and Tielemans, both of them. He was.
Yeah, no. Look, Genie did his job today. I don't listen. I guess people are looking for glitz and glamour, and I don't know, but I think Genie definitely did his job today. Now there are games where he does go ghost. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but today wasn't one of those games in my opinion. But I kind of go with Mame on that. I think the midfield today was Definitely
Yeah.
eight and a half, 9. I mean, just so good, so efficient. Just did everything we needed to do. And I think Henderson was at the leader of that, taking chances, having balls going forward. When you have Henderson and you have Naby, I think, Salim, you're one of the guys who was saying about Naby how he's very, very much a guy who likes to take chances. And I think more times than not, he gets those to come off. And the fact that even if he's not getting them, I think Klopp loves the fact that he even has the nerve to try those different situations.
He dribbled. He had the most take-ons completed.
That one dribble situation where he ended up getting fouled finally by Madison. I mean, it was almost like he was going in slow motion, but the guys can get the ball off of him. You remember that? You remember that passage of play? He was just like, I mean, what is that? I mean, he looked like he was moving in slow motion, but he was literally getting past every dude that came up to him. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think Klopp removed him and Salah because both of them were the most who played in the
Klopp is getting better with the
Club World Cup, so he knew the fatigue was coming in, so he knew like, okay,
let's go towards Mame's favorite player. I think the midfield, unless anybody wants to add anything into that, Gerri.
I think they get 8 out of 5 or 9 from me. I mean, they were superb. Like, we can't ask better job for them to do than that. And we missing one of our key defensive midfield, and we have Henderson.
But like I said to Gerri, I mean, was between Mame and Salim, did any of you ever think about Fabinho in that game? Be honest.
No.
Okay, so that's a high praise right there. The fact that we don't even think about not having Fabinho is, I think, really incredible, and it just really shows how good we're doing. But Gerri, did you want to add anything else? Midfield?
No.
Okay.
Maybe
so let's
8 out of 10 for Henderson. I think maybe 9 for 8.5 for Henderson, 9 for Keita, and I think 8.5 for Wijnaldum.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful match. It's just good to see. I was happy to see that Gene was able to play. Let's get to Mame's favorite player, Salah, on the right side. We'll start with Mame. So look, let's be before you end, let's be real. Salah's been the truth lately. Let's be real, because we're gonna talk about when we judge Salah and not such a highlight. We're gonna do that here on this channel. But when he's doing good, we're gonna make it. But today just wasn't a great performance, Mame. It just wasn't, and he had this look on his face, which me and Gerri talked about. And obviously, you want to see a guy smiling ear to ear when he's being taken off. But I was a bit kind of tickled by the fact that he came off and had the nerve to show that as if he was actually doing something, as if to say to Klopp, "Yo, don't you see? I'm one of the dudes that's giving you a threat." No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And again, some of these situations where I know he scored that ungodly angled goal against Salzburg, tried to do that again today from the left. He was being really greedy today again, Mame. Just talk to me, man. Am I being too harsh or what?
No. First of all, don't get it wrong. I'm a big Salah fan.
No, I know. I just like teasing you. It's okay.
Yeah, but I don't think it was about selfishness. Of course, he was acting selfish, but I think that he was such on a great run that he wanted to score. For him,
yeah,
he had to, and his decision making was just bad, man. He was just bad. I think he had a poor performance. I would give him a 6 out of 10.
You're being very nice. I appreciate that, though. Salim?
No, for me, 2 things. When I saw that pass, I was like, okay, one, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to replicate that? Because he's not going to do that. Because the other one came out from his right. This one is from his left.
Wait. Oh, okay. I got you. Go ahead.
The second thing is, when I look at it, I was like, is he a threat? Like, was he a threat around that area? Was he doing anything threat? You could say yes or no, but if you look at it all around, I think he had an below average game. So
yeah, but here's the thing, though, not to cut you off. I think he's always a threat because he's Mo Salah, if that makes sense. He's always going to be, the other team is always going to be focused on him. But a lot of times in my opinion, he takes himself out of the game by trying to do too much. And again, it's almost like it's a bit of a gift and a curse. It's like when he gets in this good run, it's almost like that's a bad thing, because now it's like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling myself. I'm that dude right now. Let me just and maybe thinking too much. So it's difficult with Salah. Again, I'm not here to beat him down because he has been great lately. Today he just seemed like he may have been back to that. And again, look, these dudes play a lot of football. I get it. They're not going to be great every game. It's nice to see that we can get goals from another guy who we'll get to in a minute that we were saying that wasn't playing too well. Now he's getting goals. So, but yeah, just to wrap it up on Salah, Salim, unless you were done, I'm gonna go to Gerri. Salim, what you got, man?
Yeah,
Finish it off.
I'll give him 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
6.5.
Gerri?
Oh yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Firmino, I think safe to say that he is feeling himself. I think with all the regular things Bobby, I mean, the Babito, I mean, all the things that he's doing off the ball, playing real deep, sometimes being that fourth midfielder. I mean, damn, just right place, right time, getting these goals, being calm with the goals. We saw the game winner, well, the only goal he scored in the final, in Qatar, how he gathered himself, and I think all of us probably had a bit of a heart in the mouth situation, thinking, "Oh God, he's taking too long. What is he going to do there?" Finally, he finishes it, and it was a ricochet goal, by the way. I don't know if everybody caught that. In this game again, takes some time for the second one, slots it in. Mame, Bobby, talk to me, man.
Listen, I'm not even gonna talk about the goals, you know, but he unlocked the game because, of course, it was kind of easy in the beginning, but we had some problem with the press, you know, and that moment when Bobby came between Ndidi and the other midfielder, man, it allowed us to press and just suffocate them. So Bobby is too smart, man. He's a genius.
And that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. He's so cerebral football player, man. And very intelligent.
I would give him a 10, but if I give him a 10, I would give Trent 11.
I like how that's well said. Well said. Gerri.
Yeah,
Bobby.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for me. I thought he was absolutely brilliant today.
Yeah. Salim?
I'll give him 9 out of 10.
Okay. We'll finish off with Mane, and then we'll get everybody's man of the match. So Mane will stay with Salim. Your thoughts on Mane?
Yeah, I think he had a good game. I think he had a okay game. I think he had a you'd be like, what the heck, Mane, you doing, man? Missing those 2 chances. So
yeah.
He was similar to like Salah, but he had a better game than Salah. So
that's a good point.
I give him 8 out of 10.
Did he have an assist for somebody today?
Yeah. Trent.
Ah, right. Okay. Gerri, Mane.
6 out of 10. I don't think his performance is much better than Salah's, if I'm honest with you.
Fair enough. Mame?
I'll give him 6 as well. He had no right to miss those, man.
Yeah. Again, look, I think obviously it wasn't Mane's best game. I think Mane is always a threat, much like Salah. And I think the change to take Salah off was the right one. I think if I'm thinking of a guy that can make a difference in this game in my front three, I'm thinking who's the weakest link, which is maybe a difficult choice because, again, Salah, as everyone said, Salah, Mane will probably run the same level. I think you do take Salah off. I think that was the right choice. But, yes, Mane did not have the greatest game. And he's trying to give the goalkeeper the eyes there. That's cute, but you got to finish that. You got to finish that.
And also don't forget, like, Salah played Club World Cup both of them.
Yeah. No. I think we're being honest about the ratings here. Overall, though, I'll stay with you, Mame. If you had to give a man of the match, who is it? Don't give me 3 names, 1 name.
Oh, of course, it's going to be Trent.
Okay. Fair. Well, let me just ask this: is that everybody's choice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was easy. Okay, fine, great. So Trent was the man of the match, and again, a guy who's at a very, very young age, but playing as if he's been around for quite a while. The maturity, the intellect, week in, week out that he shows. I think there's certain players you look forward to watching every week. I think when Fabinho's in, for me personally, he's one of the guys. Trent is definitely one of the guys. Obviously, you look at our forward players, but Trent is a guy who you know is going to put in a beautiful, if not one, a couple beautiful passes in today, of course, getting the goal. Started was tremendous today. One of those situations where he's just in the zone. I think you could say that about the whole team, though. Right now, we're just in this crazy zone where even if the game is on the edge for a while, it's 0-0 or 1-0, you know that defensively we'll take care of our business and offensively as well. And we talked about the clean sheets for a while, but how many clean sheets in a row is this now, Gerri?
Well, 3 in the Premier League.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're getting that back. Say again?
I think 3 in the Premier League and 5 overall, right?
Yeah, 4 or 5, something like that. 4 or 5, something like that. Because we got the Salzburg one, and then, Monterey, you could throw that in, I guess. But
you can see against Monterey.
Yeah. But, it's just nice to see that we can control these games. And today I just think that's what it was. It was total domination, total control. Is anyone else? Yeah, what do you think this was the best? Would you guys say this was the best performance so far this season?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me ask you this: if we didn't concede against Everton, do you think that would have rivaled this performance, or do you think this was by far the best?
Oh, this was the best. I mean, come on, we dominated a team, the second team in the league, man. We made them look like a bunch of little kids playing with us.
Surprising.
Quality, the supposed quality of the opposition,
Yeah.
And you make them look like a little kids.
Yeah, that was. I mean, me and Gerri were talking about it. This was just one of the most easiest games to watch.
One shot on target for about.
Was it one? Was it one shot? Damn.
Yeah, one. Until the second half, and it should not be even counted.
They didn't have a shot on target in the first half.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be counted as one shot because it deflected at the.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay, I remember that now.
But anyway, that's why I hate stats. Real life I wouldn't count it, but
yeah. Go ahead, Mame.
Whatever.
I wanted to ask, if everybody's fit, what's your ideal midfield?
Let's go with Salim on that first.
Wow, that is
It's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll start. Everybody fit. Fab in the 6. Naby. Honestly, I don't know where Naby is. Is he best on left, right? I don't know. I'll just say Naby. Actually, this midfield to me. This midfield we have today. Everybody fit. To me, that's the best midfield, personally. But Salim? Mame.
Wow, I'll go with Naby. Fab in 6. Gini and Naby are quite similar, though.
And it's hard to not put Hendo in there. It really is, especially how he's playing now. But yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's actually a tough question. But yeah, I still stick with that midfield.
Yeah, I'll go with Hendo and bring Gini from the bench to replace anyone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you can't really go wrong with that. Gerri?
Fabinho, Ronaldo, and Kane.
Yeah. I'll go ahead, Salim.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to pick, man. I don't know which one to pick.
Pick something, man. Pick something.
Fabinho. Mm-hmm. I need the captain has to play. So Fabinho, Henderson, and Kane.
Yeah, see, that's a tough one. Yeah.
Okay. And if you look, and you have Ox and at least someone like if you look at a Henderson covers like Trent when Trent leaves back space, so he's the one covering that angle. So yeah, I mean, if you look at it when Henderson gets removed against Man City, that's when they start attacking us from that right side. Before they weren't doing it. It's very difficult, but
it depends though, because we tried the same thing against Man United and it didn't work at all.
Yeah. We need someone to break. If we're facing Man United team like the parking the bus and all that, I will say you need an attacking midfielders.
Yeah, so I agree with everything you guys are saying. Let's actually liking some of you guys' tweets right now. But let's finish with this. We got Minamino coming in January. I think the first game he could play in is the game against Everton. Start with you, Salim. Where do you see, from what you know, what you've seen, what you've heard, whatever, where do you see him fitting in our system and our team? You see him as a more of an attacking guy? Do you see him as a winger? Do you see him a guy? What I've been hearing lately a lot is a guy who can come in and shadow Firmino. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think he can play at?
I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna try to put myself in Klopp's situation, okay? Which is never gonna happen. I think he's gonna do a lot of play a lot of wing positions,
okay,
and also play as an attacking midfielder. That 10 position that Coutinho played for us.
So okay, well, so with that being said, not to cut you off. With that being said, do you think he'll try to incorporate a 4-2-3-1 to fit his style, or just keep it 4-3-3, but have him as a more advanced midfield player of the three?
I think he will use more 4-3-3, but
okay,
when we gotta break down teams like stubborn teams like Man United and Sheffield and Wolves, those other teams that we meet in the longer the season, I think he will use that as the 4-2-3-1 because you need that attacking midfielder just penetrate like going to break down defense. I mean, when we played against Salzburg, we were playing 4-1-4-1, and we were using Keita as that attacking midfielder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he will do that.
Yeah. Gerri, what are your thoughts on a new signing, and what do you see him playing?
On any more new signings or just Minamino?
Yeah, just Minamino. What do you see him fitting into the team? What position? What areas? You know.
In the long term, I think there'll be more of a specific plan for him. But in the meantime, I think I think he can definitely play in the 4-3-1 position because I think he can work hard. I think he presses really well, and I think he can definitely play in that number 10 position. I think he can play in the midfield. He can play. I think he can play in the forward line. He's very flexible, and he'll be used sort of in the short term. I think there'll be more of a fixed position for him, sort of coming into the season, for obviously for the 2020 season. But I think for this season, it'll just be more about him just getting to grips with the way we play and a lot of training around the work and all of that stuff.
Yep. Mame?
Yeah, I think for this season, for the first games at least, I think we'll see him on the wings, huh? Yeah, and
so you mean kind of coming in and giving Salah or Mane a break? Is that what you mean?
Exactly. Okay. And then of course, I think with time we'll see him play in different positions. Probably number 10, false 9. You know.
Yeah.
He's very versatile.
Yeah. Obviously, the future is where we're really going to see him, and I really see him being kind of part of this kind of fabulous four that we're going to have. Almost kind of what we had with Coutinho there. That's what I see. And not to say he's a Coutinho replacement or anything like that, but I just feel like he is the kind of player that can add so much to us attacking that I think Klopp could consider just altering the offense. Not every game, but just in certain games, thinking, you know what, this is a Minamino match, and we're going to have him in this kind of 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, but just make it more of a 4-3-3 where you have that point of the mid three. And that can kind of go into a breakdown to a 4-2-3-1 if you want, but that's what I see. I could be wrong. I think yes, he probably could play on the wing here and there. I'm a little bit surprised at the talks of him being a Firmino kind of guy because I just don't. He's not built like Firmino. I don't know if he has that kind of strength. Yes, he kind of looks physical against us and things like that. I think that's a really good thing to say. I mean, if you're going to play against a Premier League team and do well, you're doing it against Liverpool, who's the best team in the Premier League. That's really good to say, but I don't know what he has in him really over a long period of time with the physicality, but I guess we'll see.
It's just for Salzburg, sometimes he plays just behind Haaland. It's like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was
like
played an interesting.
He has someone in front, you know.
Okay. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see. Who's watching the Wolves and City game? Is anybody interested tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, got one for Gerri, one for Mame. Salim's out of here.
What is it? What is it?
What is
it? What is it?
Did you fall asleep on the mic?
No.
You fell asleep on the mic, bro. You fell asleep on the mic, man.
No.
No, I'm just asking. Are you gonna watch the City versus Wolves game tomorrow?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I am mainly because I know we got Wolves on Sunday, which again is so great. All these games in this little period of time, unbelievable. I won't say the phrase that it's usually referred to as, but I'm really glad that there's so many games in a little period of time, and Wolves will definitely be tough.
Start the prediction for that.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
What should I do mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Very tough, but because
tough.
Klopp is a man that can come up with various surprises.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Still go ahead a minute, and it's gonna be interesting to see what I know. We rotate with Everton, but I think we will do a bit of rotation with either the Wolves or Sheffield games, which is gonna be. I think we'll make maybe a few against Wolves. I don't think we'll make too many. I think we'll go Alisson right back. I see Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson again. In midfield now, Milner. I think we'll go Fabinho. Fabinho. Sorry.
Ronaldo.
No, yeah, I think it'll be Ronaldo, Milner, and Keita. I think Henderson maybe needs a rest, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
I think he just played a lot of football, not because he's not playing well, but I think we need to just maybe reserve him a bit more. Front three, Salah's played Mino, Mane. There could be a shot for Origi in the game, possibly.
Yep.
But I think front three, go for it, because Wolves aren't, they're a strong team. They aren't any mugs, so you have to take them seriously. So yeah, definitely. But a big boost for us is that Wolves are actually playing tomorrow and they play again on Sunday, which is unbelievable to say these with loads of teams again. Loads of teams are playing Thursday. They played yesterday, or today, sorry, and they're playing again, Saturday. So this is how crazy schedule is, but it's falling quite well for us. Thursday, Sunday turnaround isn't quite bad. So I think just the one change for me, Henderson Milner in for Henderson, just to freshen a few things up. Because this is the problem now. We haven't got a lot. Lallana. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come into the team. We have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think I agree with a large number of that, a large bit of that. Salim, is there anything different in that lineup you would go with?
I'm gonna go a curveball over here. I'm seeing 4-2-3-1.
Oh, Shaqiri, I forgot about Shaqiri as well. Yeah.
I'm seeing 4-2-3-1.
And give me your personnel in those situations.
I think Gini and Henderson, or Gini and Milner, will play as the two defensive midfield. Firmino will be the attacking, and Mane, Salah, and Shaqiri will be the front three.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather see a 4-2-3-1 against Sheffield. I'd rather see that sort of formation against Sheffield.
Did we play that against them the first time against them?
Sheffield play the same way as Wolves.
3-5.
Look at them overlapping defenders and all that shit. Yeah.
I'd rather go. For me, I completely.
Because City also have a difficult game against Sheffield after that.
Yeah, they play.
Yeah.
But Wolves midfield is quite good, man.
Yeah, very good. When you look at their team in general, they got a really good squad, man. Really good squad.
I think we go 4-3-3 with them.
4-3-3.
Yeah.
I don't think Shaqiri played really well against Watford, if I'm honest with you. So I don't know. It's not that I wouldn't pick him before. I think I'd actually play 4-2-3-1 against Sheffield at home. But for me, I'd actually go for 4-3-3 in this game. With Keita again, get that more confidence, and then I'd rest. Then I'd play a 4-2-3-1 with Sheffield.
Who did Sheffield draw with today?
Well, Watford at home.
Watford.
Oh, Jesus Christ! So all of a sudden, Watford are good again. All right, so
they played really well though.
That's what I heard. I didn't see the highlights.
Yeah, they switched formations in game. The formations were was screwing over Sheffield. Like they got them confused.
You know, Nigel's a pretty good manager, and no one really talks about it, but it was pretty much his framework for Leicester until Ranieri came in, I believe.
He kept them in the Premier League, didn't he, with that miracle then?
Yeah. Well, did N'Golo Kante play under him or no?
No.
Yeah.
They bought the year after
They bought him. Okay.
Because the thing,
but that's impressive. Go ahead.
The thing with Watford is, I mean, Watford have always had a good team. I mean, you look at their team, you think Ben Foster, good proven Premier League goalkeeper, centre backs with Cavasele and Cathcart, decent fullbacks. You look at their midfield, Kapua, Decore, you got Will Hughes, Sarr on the wing. You got Delafeu, Dini. It's just I just think Dini is just a great sort of Premier League striker that can just. He's so great for games.
Leadership for sure, but yeah.
And, the mentality he has is brilliant. The way he speaks is so down to earth, humble. When he speaks in his interview, so.
No, you're right. But that's why I'm so surprised that they were bottom of the table.
Yeah, I mean, they sacked Garcia after 4 games, and then they go get that clown.
Well, they know what they do with managers there. So it's a whole round robin. I mean, in and out.
But they had injury though. That's the problem. They shouldn't have even sacked Garcia because they.
Yeah, they shouldn't have sacked Garcia in my opinion as well. Yeah, Keegan Sanchez-Flores just came and fuck this. Like,
we knew that was going to happen because he wasn't good when he was there the first time. I don't know why they brought him, but yeah, he's got them playing well. Looks like Everton might get a top 4 now, according to Ancelotti. But yeah, we'll wrap this up. we'll wrap this up before we get too crazy.
Prediction for Wolves.
Say again.
Quick prediction for Wolves.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, let me say this. Because this Liverpool team is all right. So going into this game against Wolves, well, as I'm watching the Leicester game, the question I had to ask to myself was, is Leicester better than Wolves? And I get it. Every game is different. Every day is different. Just because we did what we did to Leicester doesn't mean we're going to smash it.
It's a legitimate question to ask, though.
Huh?
It's a legitimate question to ask.
Yeah, I'm like, so my thing is, part of me thinks we could really handle Wolves like we did Leicester. Maybe not exactly like that, but I'll give you an answer. My prediction is 2-0. I'll stay with the same thing I said with Leicester, 2-0. I think Wolves are good. I do respect them, probably even at this point more than Leicester. Wolves, yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, respect Wolves more than Leicester. But I just still think that when it comes down to it, they've got a really, really fast guy on the right side, a guy who bleached his skin and wears extensions. But okay, he's still really fast. So if we can stop this dude, which I think we haven't really struggled with any of that this whole. I mean, Vardy's one of the fastest dudes in the league. And you're training up against Salah and Mane every day. So I just don't.
Have you seen Van Dijk in a foot race with Adama Traore? I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm only bringing that up just as a talking point. But yeah, I don't really see much. And then post that, Raul, I don't. Yeah, I think a dominating game again, 2-0. Gerri.
Well, I expect it to be a game where Wolves obviously sit back a bit more. They won't be as open. But my prediction was before you even said your piece. It was 2-0 as well. I don't think we'll batter them. I just think it'll be sort of controlling more game. I think maybe we'll get 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half, something like that. Just a nice little calm 2-0 victory. But I'm looking forward to it, man, because it's a good weekend of football. Arsenal, Chelsea, on that same day. Then I'm looking forward to it.
Sorry, but and when you said that, I had to laugh. Those teams, nobody was. I can't stand watching those teams. I mean, what Chelsea did earlier today was just atrocious. Well, I can't take these teams serious, man.
It's the battle of the shit London teams. That's why.
Yeah, no. I get for sure. The London derby, those are always. They should always be good. So we'll see. I do want to see what's his name? What's their new coach now? Arsenal.
Arata.
Yeah, I want to see what he can do. Oh wow! Yeah, what was I gonna say?
He looked like Pep, didn't he? He dressed up like Pep, completely with his trainers.
Oh god, did he?
Yeah, he looked like it.
Is he bold too?
No. Well, I mean, you see what I had to say.
Just ask him, man.
He looks like he's done.
He might shave his head though, just for some more juju. But my man, what would you say the score against Wolves would be Sunday?
Yeah. Same as you said, 2-0. And for me, Wolves have more technical players than Leicester. You know, I think they,
Yeah.
especially the midfield. I really like that team. You know.
So who? So for okay, I'll ask this question after we're done. So Salim, give me your score prediction. Then I'll ask you guys a question, and we'll round it off.
2-0. 2-0.
Okay.
For the past 2 seasons, we only beat them 2-0. So I'm just gonna go with 2-0.
Isn't it funny that lately because for a while we were saying 2-1 or something to one because we were at least conceding the one goal, but it's nice now that we're all on a clean sheet brigade. Sticking with you, Salim, one player from Wolves that you'd either have on Liverpool or B you just really think is a danger guy for them or a guy who you think could really hurt us, if anybody.
What's that guy named Moutinho?
Moutinho, the midfielder. Yeah. Very smart guy. Very smart player. Yeah. Not the fastest dude, but his mind.
Yeah,
he can dominate the game with his mind. Very good.
We gotta worry about his free kicks also.
Yeah, that's true. So you going with Moutinho?
Yeah.
Mame, don't say extensions, man.
Yeah, I would say Moutinho.
Okay, cool. Whew, that was close.
and Neves.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, love you, man. Thank you for not saying my dude. But Gerri, who you got?
A player that I've always sort of liked. I think I still do like him to this day. I think he's a good player. I think I'm a better manager. I think Nuno's a good manager. But I think I'm the sort of that manager for Klopp.
Jota?
That standard. No. Definitely Ruben Neves for me.
Yeah.
He can definitely play.
Is good.
Passing range, his free kicks, he's shooting from long range. He can play the pivot, everything. He's a fantastic midfielder.
Yeah, it'd be amazing to see how long he stays there. I just think they got a nice little Portuguese get a vibe there.
I don't see a reason for him to leave at the minute. It's not as if they're a mid-table team. I think they're playing in Europe. Neves is
that's true. I forgot about that. They are playing in Europe, doing pretty well, obviously. Certain players are. It's like if I'm doing this here, what can I do somewhere else? He should stay, but
at the minute, I think he's 22, 23. So I think there's no real reason for him to leave. I mean, he was a captain, I think, at Porto around 18, wasn't he? So
well, do you think there's a chance that? Because I think there's a question you got to ask too. Is
we like him, don't we?
Is Nuno going to leave? If he leaves, then I think that could bring a bunch of players from there.
I don't think that's going to happen because I think maybe I think that ship has sailed with Arsenal now. And I think what Pep Linders did say, he talked about Ruben Neves. That I don't think it's going to happen, but he said that he's a player that we do admire and all that stuff. So, it's obviously a player that Klopp and him like. But obviously, there's no really room for him in the team at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, you could take your pick from the Wolves players. They got a bunch of dudes in their team that really, really play well. And I teased the. Go ahead.
What about your boy Adama Traore?
Well, I make a lot of jokes about him, and I'm not going to stop doing that in case anybody's wondering. But the truth of the matter is, he's a serious threat. He's a serious threat, and he has been all season. Got to give him credit for that. But he's also one of them dudes that I'm so glad that he's playing under this manager. Because who was he playing with before? Was it what team was he playing with before?
Barcelona.
No. Yeah. But I mean, when he came to the Premier League, he was playing with someone else.
Villa.
Was it Villa?
Villa and Middlesbrough.
Okay, right. And he just didn't look. He needed a guy like Nuno to come in. And remember, last year he wasn't starting that much. He's starting pretty much every game this season, which I think is good for him. But he's still one of them dudes. He's still young. I think he's still young anyway. Where he's not consistent enough. He's got the pace. He's very. I don't know if he's taking steroids or what, but
He's
very weird built. He's almost like a Shaq.
Last 10 minutes. He's a great player for the last 10 minutes.
No doubt. He doesn't stop running. He's very physical again. He cries a lot to the refs. But no, listen, Adama Traore is he can be a game changer. But again, we've come across a bunch of supposed game changers, and none of them have really done it much against us, so I'm not worried.
He's playing on the right side against Robertson and Mane.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. I don't see it. It happening. So we'll see. We'll see. He might enjoy a bit of his game, but I don't really see it being something I have to worry about.
He'll have a battle with Van Dijk because Van Dijk plays on that left side close to Trent.
Exactly.
Robertson.
Yeah.
And I can remember last year when Van Dijk raced him down the wing.
The foot race, yeah. I mean, Van Dijk's not losing those. I mean, I'm sure someone with some serious hardcore hating stats against Van Dijk will bring something up, but not many guys that get past Van Dijk. Let's be real. So I'm pretty confident in that. But no, that should be a good game. And we'll see what happens. But thank you all three of you guys for making time to come on. And we will rally again sometime between now and maybe before or after that match if we have time.
Yeah.
All right, boys?
Yeah. Happy holidays, everyone.
Good night. Yeah, same to everybody. Love you.
We'll see you, man.